Hello and welcome to MacroEdtech. We are providing a 30 days revision series for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services Examination Paper 2, that is CSET. This is day number 17 and today we will discuss two passages and solve a total of 4 questions. So stay focused, think logically and try to solve each question before we discuss the explanation. Let's begin. Passage number 1. In India, over the last decade or so, labor has been departing agriculture but is only going to construction and unregistered manufacturing, which are not markedly better jobs. Services, where labor tends to most productive, are not generating the additional jobs the country needs. India will need 24 million or so jobs over the next decade. The new sector, e-commerce, can at best close only half the jobs gap. Only those sectors that drive domestic demand, such as health and education, can comfortably fill the other half. So this is question from UPSC Civil Service Examination CSET, I think year 2019. So that's why they're talking about e-commerce as a new sector. Now we'll see the correct interpretation. Now what is correct and simplified interpretation of this passage? The passage explains the employment problem in India. It says that many workers are leaving agriculture, but they are mostly finding work in construction and unregistered manufacturing, which are not very secure or high quality jobs. The service sector, which usually provides better and more productive employment, is not creating enough jobs for the growing population. So India is expected to need about 24 million new jobs in the next decade. Although e-commerce is growing, it can provide only about half of required jobs. Therefore, the passage suggests that sectors based on domestic demand, especially health and education, are important because they can create many more jobs and help reduce unemployment comfortably. Central idea: India needs large scale job creation, and sectors like health and education will play a major role in solving the future employment crisis. Now, we'll see one question based on this passage. Question number 1. Which one of the following is the best implied in the passage? Strong measures need to be taken to reduce the rural to urban migration of labor. No, it is not given in the passage. So 1 is eliminated. Now second, the working condition in construction and unregistered manufacturing needs to be improved. This is also not given. Service sector has been reducing the problem of unemployment. No, it is also not given. So only we have option D left, and given increased social sector spending like health and education is imperative for large scale job creation. This is also a central idea of this passage. Now we'll see the explanation. You can read here the correct explanation why option D is correct. The passage states that the sector driving domestic demand such as health and education can fill the remaining job gap. Health and education are part of social sector, therefore the passage implies that greater investment or spending in these sectors is necessary to create enough jobs. Now passage number 2. Although most of the genetically modified crops cultivated now are genetically engineered for a single trade. In future, crops genetically engineered for more than one trade will be the norm. Biotechnology role in agriculture and the regulation of the same cannot be understood solely in the context of current generation of GM crops. Instead, there is a need to take a comprehensive look, taking into account various aspects including socio-economic impacts so that the potential of the technology can be harnessed while minimize negative impact. Given the importance of biotechnology in developing varieties that can help in climate change mitigation and adaptation, not using biotechnology as a part of climate change action plan cannot be an option. Domestic regulation of biotechnology cannot be viewed in isolation of trade policy and obligations under various international treaties and conventions. Now we'll see the simplified version and what are the interpretation from this passage. Now you can see the interpretation. The passage discusses the growing importance of genetically modified crops and biotechnology in agriculture. At present, most GM crops are designed for only one characteristics or trait. But in the future, crops with multiple beneficial traits will become common. The author argues that biotechnologies should not be judged only by the current generation of GM crops. Instead, it should be examined in broad and balanced way, considering agriculture benefits, socio-economic impacts, environmental concerns, trade policies, and international agreements. The passage also emphasizes that biotechnology is essential for dealing with climate change as it can help develop crop varieties suitable for climate adaptation and mitigation. Therefore, avoiding biotechnology in climate action plan is not practical. So, what is the central idea of this passage? The biotechnology and GM crops are becoming essential for future agriculture and climate change management. So, their regulation should be comprehensive and balanced, considering economic, social, environment, and international factors. Now, question number 2 and question number 3 are based on passage number 2. So, with start question number 2, with reference to our passage, the following assumptions has been made. We have some statements. Biotechnology regulation is an evolving process. Statement 2. Participation of people is needed in policy decision regarding biotechnology regulation. Biotechnology regulation should take into account socio-economic aspects in decision making. And statement 4. Wider involvement of political executive in biotechnology regulation improve its effectiveness in dealing with countries' trade policies and international obligations. So which of the above assumptions are valid? So we have option A 1, 2, 4, option B 1, 3, option C 2, 3 and 4, and option D 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is clearly indicating that option D is not correct because all the options are not correct. All the statements are not correct. We can easily eliminate. Why? I think they didn't discuss about participation of people is needed. So we can remove 2. Means we can easily remove these 3 options and only B is correct. Now we'll check. Now correct answer is option B, means statement 1 and 3 are only correct. Statement 1, biotechnology regulation is an evolving process. This is right. And statement 3, biotechnology regulation should be taken into account socio-economic aspects in decision making. This is also correct. And statement 4 and statement 2 is not correct because in statement 2, participation of people, this is not given in passage. That's why we easily removed statement 2. And statement 4, wider involvement of political executive, it is also not given in passage. So only 1 and 3 are correct. Now one more question based on passage number 2. Which one of the following statements best implies the crux of passage? We have to find crux. What is the central point? Precautionary principle is not given importance in the current debate on developing GM crops. This is wrong. Why? Because they didn't talk about the precautionary principle. Then option B, biotechnology is not currently used in climate change mitigation adaptation mechanism. I think this is also not given. Biotechnology's role is not confined to current priorities of developing GM crops. I think this is right. And option D, the negative impacts of biotechnology are not properly understood. This is also wrong. So only option C is correct. Also, you can read here explanation. The passage emphasizes that the biotechnology should not be understood only in terms of current generation of GM crops. Its role is much broader, including future multi-trade GM crops, climate change mitigation adaptation, socio-economic consideration, trade policy, and international obligations. Best capture the central idea. So option C is right. Now question number 4, which is very simple but asked by the UPSC in 2019. So it is you can consider as a low hanging fruit. So don't leave this type of question and you can solve within a second. A person bought a car and sold it for 3 lakh. 3 lakh means selling price is 3 lakh and if he incurred a loss of 20%, loss only on CP because not additionally given on the SP. So we will consider loss on cost price CP. Then how much did he spend to buy the car? So we have to find the CP. So 80% of CP equal to selling price. This is simple one equation and you can find the cost price. Now you can see the explanation here. Selling price 3 lakh, lost 20%, and this is a central concept to solve this question. 20% loss means 80% of cost price, which is equal to now selling price. And with that you can easily find the CP, and answer will become 3,75,000. Means initially cost price was 3,75,000. After 20% loss, he sold at 3 lakh rupees. For any query and any support related to your preparation, you can write email at info@macroedtech.com. And also you can connect with me on LinkedIn. There is this QR code given. Also, I provided link in description. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Tomorrow I'll upload next video and now we will begin our logical and numerical section again.